Welcome to Product as a Star. I am your host, Will Cunningham. On this show, we talk to folks interested in getting the word out, message, product, good service, or even a call to action. Today's discussion will feature a conversation with Lyngee. Welcome to the show, Lyngee.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no problem. No
Yeah.
problem. So we do notice a little bit of a time difference this morning where I'm at. Why don't you tell us where you're at? I'm in California, Hollywood, California. Where are
And
you at and what time is it there?
I'm right now in Paris and it's 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yeah.
in Paris.
Yes.
Fascinating. So tell me,
Cold
how
and
did
dark.
cold and dark?
Yes.
Okay. So tell us, how did Lyngee become Lyngee? The Lyngee of let's say maybe your childhood into the Lyngee that's in Paris right now.
Well, it's a funny story because a few years ago I had a girl group in Paris. It was the first R&B girl group, so in the TLC and Destiny Child style. And one day after rehearsal, I was alone with the producer, and he put some hip hop music. And I took some lyrics of R. Kelly. I don't know why R. Kelly. And I don't know. I started rapping. Before
Mm.
I only did singing because I started singing at the age, and suddenly I discovered, oh, finally I have a good flow. It's easy for me to rap. So let's add this to the group. So the group became more the TLC concept. So in every song, I did a rap verse, and and Lyngee is my I have is a mix of my name,
Hmm.
Linda Jigush, Lyngee,
Okay.
and it's already so many years. It has been always my nickname, Lyngee, because my name is so complicated to pronounce, and so Lyngee, it's cool.
Wow. Okay. So I'm here in London, London, London. Where are you based out of, if you don't mind me asking? Because you mentioned a girl group also.
Yeah, normally I'm based in Berlin, Germany,
Berlin.
but I'm always between Paris and Berlin because I started all my music career in Paris. I studied musicology, and we did a lot of concerts with the group. And the day the group split, split it, I decided to go alone, to continue
Hmm.
alone, but only by rapping, because I thought, well, there are so many singers, but there are not so many rappers,
Mm.
girls. So maybe
It
I'm a
just
bit
became,
different. Yeah,
yeah,
it just became like this, and then rapping, it's easy for me, and it makes a lot of fun. I have always I'm always in a good mood when I rap, so it's something I love.
right, right. So to me, it sounds like, just to summarize really quick, you were young, you started singing young, and then somehow that journey took you to some sort of schooling,
Yeah.
which you studied musicology. Then you put that skill set to work, and you had experience with a girl group. The girl group
Yes.
decided you sort of outgrew that and developed a new skill of
Yes.
rapping, and that brings
Yes.
us to the present. Uh, um, Linda G. So you said you're
Yes.
from Berlin. So how did you end up in Paris?
I started. I don't want to say my scholarship in Paris. I have a family there, and so to be honest, I feel more French than German, and my heart uh, beats in Paris and not in Berlin. So it's my love, this city.
Now, do you do music in both languages? Can you do music in German music, rap, and then also
Yes,
Paris? Wow. And
yes,
do you
yeah,
experiment with that?
yes, 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 yeah,
Wow. So our audience could look forward to a trilingual.
yes, yeah. We can say
Wow.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Okay.
what I always love doing is in Paris, I really love, French. They're really good in French hip hop. Their biggest
Mm.
hip hop community in Europe is French. They're really great rappers. So I did a lot of French hip hop, but I always rapped male songs. It's I like the flow. It's a different flow. So
Yeah.
that,
Hey,
yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. So, is music your primary passion, or are there other things? I like to ask this question because I like to see if there's transferable skills from another
Yes.
passion that would
Yes.
help this one. So, is music your primary passion, or is there other
Um,
things?
I would say yes. I would say yes. Music is number one because from when I was little, I always did music. But at the same time, I also discovered that I'm good in acting, and I love playing a clown and playing different characters, and this is a good skill I could also add into the music business
Mm,
because as at the same time I'm also producing short movies, and so I produced my first music video. So I didn't need to ask someone to produce my video. I did it by myself because
did it
I
by
have no,
yourself?
yeah, I have now the skills to how to organize a shooting, find a location, find a team, and the equipment. And so this is also something I know many singers and rappers, they don't know this part
Yeah.
of the business.
Right. So it's these it seems like you're carried by passion. So when you were a child singing songs, I wanted
Yeah.
to know, you said you felt good when you were singing these songs as a child. Do you know if you still feel that same joy as you sing today as you did when you were a little kid?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
Yeah.
I would say for me, singing it's a kind of therapy. So whenever I'm sad or something it's wrong in my life, I sing. I also go into the street and just start singing, or go into a church, sit in a church and start singing. And I do this often, singing in the church, and then I feel so good after,
Hmm.
and it's fill me with love and passion. And this is something I would love that everybody could feel this, because it's really something special.
Right, right. It is, and that's what we do as artists. I'm an artist as
Yes,
well. I like to write
yes,
music. Words come to me. We do like to have that feeling. If we could give it to other people's, that is a part of our
exactly.
drive. We
Yeah,
say, "Hey, man, if I feel like this, there's got to be some other people that feel similar." You
exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if we could, yeah, if we can get together and touch, touch each other and make it a really cool thing. You never know what kind of magic can happen, especially using the platform of music. So, what are some of your influences, Lyngee?
for the singing, my influences has been always Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston,
Mm,
and yeah, of course also Alicia Keys. She's
mm,
really extraordinary. I really love the song "How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore." It's one of
mm.
my favorite songs from her, because it's so technical but also full with emotion. So I really love. I prefer the version of Alicia Keys than the version of Prince, because it's from Prince, but I prefer her version.
Right, right. That makes sense. I understand that. So, when you find yourself motivated to write a song, do
Yes.
you do you find yourself going after a song or a melody, or does it come to you, or is it a little bit of both?
To be honest, my first rap song, it was really strange because I never wrote a rap song before, because I
Mm,
have a lot of respect for people writing this kind of songs, because it's really complicated. So I was sitting there and was angry. I had a kind of story in my mind, and I don't know. Suddenly I started writing, it's difficult to explain. I wrote my first rap song in an hour. You know, it was in German, and then I was looking at it. I was, wow, the verse are perfect. There's so many funny moments, and I told a funny story. So and then I continued writing the songs in German, and after then also in English with my partner. I have my best friend. He's also my manager, my producer, and the composer. So he's with me my whole life, I would say. So he's the one who always believes in me, and with him I do all this recording, writing, and he also directed my music videos. So that's also
Wow.
important to always have someone on your side who believes in you and who supports you.
Right. That's support can be very, very key.
Yes.
So, like there's a lot of questions and things that our audience loves to know. We want to know, how do you feel about streaming these days? Like, the environment in which we get our music heard, the streaming environment. How do you feel about it?
What do you mean by this?
Oh,
Um,
okay, so like Spotify title as opposed to CDs and tapes and things like that. Now we're
ah,
stripped. Yeah.
yeah. I'm a bit old school because I really love the CDs. You
Yeah.
know, when you have a CD, you have the cover, you have the booklet, you can read the text. And there also, I know, I really loved Michael Jackson CDs with beautiful poems inside.
Hmm.
And now the as everything is online, it's a bit more in person, unpersonal, personal.
Hmm.
Yes,
Hmm.
unpersonal. I think so.
Yeah, see, for me, I like it all. I do like
Yeah.
the mobile aspect of streaming.
Yes.
However, there is when you get to touch a CD and when you get to touch
Yeah.
a vinyl and when you get to open up the jacket and read what the
Yes.
artist did or another artist did the
Yeah.
artwork and you get to touch it. There's something
Yeah.
about the touch barrier, the kinesthetic
Yes.
barrier of touch
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it kind of pulls you into the experience a little bit more. Also, I miss the adventure of
Mm-hmm.
going to the music store as
Exactly.
opposed, to going in the
Yeah.
phone. When you used to walk, it builds excitement to get to the store. If you get in the car and you find yourself driving to that store, you go, "Oh, I know I'm going to get this song, but I wonder what else is out there that I might find," because you never just get one CD, you always get two or three, or so at least
Yeah.
in my experience. So yeah, that's
Yes.
what I feel. That's what I miss,
Yeah.
at least that's my take on it.
Yeah.
Uh, Now, Lyngee, do you feel that you're better off with a major record label or do-it-yourself independent style?
Well, a major record label can be helpful, of course, to get a bigger audience much faster.
Hmm.
Um, but it's also, I know from many artists that they sign contracts where they're a bit like this, they
Yeah.
don't have so much liberty. So the best is always to sign a distribution contract. It means that you keep your liberty, your
Hmm.
creativity,
Hmm.
and it's much easier to get a distribution contracts because the major, they don't need to put money or much money in you than producing something. It's
Ah,
always much more expensive. Yeah.
yeah, so I get that. So in other words, you're saying that it's less of a workload financially for a record label to distribute your record,
Yes.
but if they have to deal with the headache of producing it, then that's going to be more cost effective,
Yeah, and it's
right?
also very risky for them, because
Yeah.
you don't know. I know it's many. They started, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. They started with only producing a single, never
Hmm.
producing an album from a new artist because
Right.
it's too risky.
It's too risky.
So they put the release one single. So if the single is a success, okay, we can release a second one, and if the second one is a success too, then we can release an album. But before,
Right.
it's too risky. Yeah,
It's
that's
too
because we
risky.
have so many artists. They have only one single and nothing behind, because the major kicked them out. I know how it works, and it goes really fast. So yeah.
I don't know if I got a chance to ask you, do you play any instruments?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I
Interesting.
yeah, I play piano,
Mm,
and I learned a bit guitar, but the guitar is really not my instrument.
mhm,
But piano, I really love it. I started learning or playing piano very late, because
mhm,
when I grew up, we only had a small apartment, not much money, so there was no space for a piano and no money for a piano. So when my brother left the house, my parents decided to buy a piano, an old piano. I still have
mhm.
it.
Do you still have it? And you
Yeah,
still play and everything?
yes, it's still
Okay.
my precious.
Yeah. I take it that you have a connection with it. It's gotten you through some good times and celebrated some, or should I say, got you through some bad times and celebrated some good times. I almost said that backwards.
Yes.
Uh, um, now this is now. I was researching you and I saw some of your work, your videos, and I was wondering about how you feel about fashion. Is fashion important to you? Because you seem like a natural with the fashion, even what you're wearing right now. It's it's theatrical and I like it. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering about your connection with fashion.
I started when I was 16, modeling. So
Mm,
that's how I got into the fashion industry. And I always loved fashion, but I'm not a fashion victim. Wouldn't say that.
hmm
Um, People say that I'm very classy. I have the French style, very classy,
hmm
not too much bling bling, but always a good mix. It's I try to stay natural, but also put a bit glamour on it.
Put the glamour on it. So
Yes.
that for a guy like me who doesn't know anything about glamour, what would that what would that like? How would you glamour? What is a glamorizing technique? What would you do? Because
For
we have a
you?
lot of no, not for me. Like I don't know what glamorizing means. So how would you glamorize yourself? Does that just mean like you would touch up the parts of you that you thought were strong, or I don't. I'm curious to learn about that.
Yeah. Well, you have seen in my video the red dress.
Hmm.
This is really it's a glamour dress.
A
It
glamour dress.
means
Okay.
you don't you have clothes that are already very
Hmm.
glamorous, so you don't need to put a, a lot of other stuff. So this dress speaks for himself.
Hmm.
When I put this dress on, I don't need to. I can let my hair. I don't have much makeup on me. So the dress, it's the glamour.
It's the glamour.
Yeah. So it's. I think it's always better to not do too much. When it's too
Hmm.
much, it's not glamour at all. It's
Mm.
keep the a good. How do you say in English? Équilibre.
Moderation. Everything in
Moderation.
moderation. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And so okay. So how do you think this is a really interesting question, and you could feel free to take your time because we like hearing from you. How do you think the world sees Lyngee?
Oh, that's a really good question. I um um I think I, I I know from the past already that there are really different opinions about me.
Hmm.
Um, as I'm in the rap business, I heard this a few years ago when I started rapping. What are you doing in this rap business? You don't look like a rapper,
Mm.
you know. Normally, it has changed a lot with all this new rapper. Cardi B or with Iggy Azalea. They're sexy. But before the rapper, the women, they have been really masculine, I would say.
Right. Yeah, sure.
So
Sure.
I really love, what's her name? I forgot it. Missy Elliott.
Mm, yeah.
She's brilliant. She's brilliant.
Isn't she great?
I really love her, but she's not so feminine.
Mm,
She has a before all these very feminine rapper appears.
hmm
The rappers, the women have always been very, in
Yeah.
not
They have a
not
tomboy
yes,
aesthetic. Yeah, they really
yes,
go for it strong. And what you're
yes,
saying is you like to bring a feminine touch to it and
exactly.
bring the subtle nuances of what a classy woman could, so something like Janelle Monáe, how she does her thing, but if she was rapping, so, you
Yeah,
know,
she's amazing. Yeah,
yeah, she's right. She's something else. I mean,
yeah,
we're lucky to
yeah,
have her for real.
yeah. You
Now,
guys, you
how,
have so many talents. It's incredible. I only listen to American talents.
so how do you see yourself as an artist? After now we see how we get a point of view of how you may think that people see you, but a lot of times that's different than how we see ourselves. Can you talk about the evolution of how you see yourself?
Um, I had before shooting this music video, I um, I only saw myself as, yeah, singer rapper, but I didn't really um, had an idea. How can I look? How can I appear? And when
Hmm
I did the music video, it was really strange for me because for the first time I was in the middle of something.
hmm
Everything was focused on me, and I did something, with my girl group. We did a lot of concerts, and but I was with some girls. I wasn't
hmm
alone. So
Yeah.
with the girls, we filled out the stage, and this time in the music video, I had to fill out the stage.
Mm,
I have, and that was really interesting for me. I discovered another side for me, because at the beginning I would say I was really shy,
hmm
and then the first day was really difficult, but we had 6 days of shooting. And the second day I was more comfortable. When I do the dancing in the club, I felt so good. And
Yeah. I like the hand movements. I was trying to do. Mine's come a little more rigid, like mine's more of a robot, but it's okay. I like it. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, my choreography needs work for sure. That's for sure. So, do you see yourself maybe doing some film one day, or doing some like movies or acting?
yeah, I continue doing this part, as I'm also working as an actress, but for the moment I'm more focused on the music stuff, and I have already so many ideas for movies, for music videos, where I can play a part in, and this is really something I would love to work on in the
Hmm
future.
Yeah, so yeah, okay, that's good because that makes a lot of sense. Seeing your sets on the video, the drama of it, or shit. I don't know if it's drama, but you can
Yeah,
tell that it's got a little showtime to it. It's got a
yeah.
little pizzazz to it, and it's super catchy too. It's super catchy. I listened to it and I was like, oh, okay, and then I came back to it. I was like, I thought, wait, is this a famous song? Because I thought already that I'd heard it, and so I did have a sort of a side question. Have you ever performed live on the piano in front of
Uh,
people? Or
yes, 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 yes. I already did this. Just one
wow, what was
song.
that like? Oh, what was that like? Was it
Yeah.
just a
No, it was an improvisation. Whenever I go somewhere, and all my friends, they know I'm a singer and piano player. So whenever there's a piano, they say, "Oh, Linda, can you please drop a song and improvise?" And I already did this in France during the Cannes Film Festival. There was a big party, and there was a piano player, and I just started playing with him, and then I just improvised for I think almost 30 minutes. It was crazy.
Wow.
Okay, I was a bit drunk, but I have the video. It's really cool. So
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
like performing wherever I go. I love performing. It's really
Yeah.
something important for me.
There's a spontaneousness, right? That I'm
Yes.
picking up on. You like to, you might not go out thinking you're going to perform, but you're at the Cannes Music Festival, and there's a piano, and voila, the drinks are flowing. Let me do this. That's really
Yes,
exciting. A lot of good
exactly.
things can happen from that. A lot of good can come from those
Yeah.
types of things. A lot of courage you can gain when you just throw caution to the wind in regards to your talents and displaying
Yes.
them in front of people. If you get out of your own way, man, great things can happen.
Yeah.
So before we get into what you're promoting now and what's exciting you about what you're going to be releasing soon, I wanted to know, and maybe you could share with some of our listeners, what is one resource now that you can't live without? Like, you can't live without this one thing. It's your thing. It could be a Bible. It could be anything. It could be a certain type of movie or a certain person, support, anything.
That's a good question. I'm thinking about this often because I'm thinking, okay, can I live without my iPhone? Yes, I can. Can I live without my computer? That could be difficult. But can I live without support? The support of my best friend. No, I couldn't do all this without his support. And this
Right.
is something. It's worth more than any millions or iPhones or whatever. So when you have the right support, you can do everything.
You can do everything. And
Yeah.
that's a reoccurring theme on Product as the Star.
Yeah.
We've talked to a lot of really cool people on this
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
and one of the things that keeps coming up is you can't go it alone.
Yes.
You got to have somebody there that's going to say, I believe in you. They're going to mirror your greatness, maybe even challenge you a little bit and say, you can do it. Let's get to this next thing. And then you guys experience triumph and tribulation and triumph together. And that's really, really, really cool. In my personal opinion, that we keep understanding that for a performing artist, the bedrock is going to be your support unit. You got to have that intact. And
Exactly.
then, that's just a fact. So
exactly. Yeah.
So what are you working on now? What's your next single, next album, the name of it? What do we got going on?
Right now, as Christmas is coming, we are working on a little Christmas video with a Christmas rap song. So really short, not a big single, just something, a little gift for Christmas. And my next single will be, I don't know if I can already say the name, but we're working on a feature with it's an old rap song, and with the guys, I think they're already in her 50s or 55.
I researched this. I know. I'm not going to let the cat out the bag. I know. That's going to be a big deal. That's a big deal.
Yeah, because the song, I have the feeling he was written for me, because you can put Lyngee, you can replace Lyngee at so many places, and of course we have to change a bit the text, the lyrics, but this will be the next one. So we have already, I would say, almost an album completed, but I would like to review it and to add some other songs, maybe a song where I sing a bit more, a mix singing, rapping, that could be also interesting.
Yeah.
I do the background and all the stuff. So yeah. And that way.
Are you coming to the States anytime soon? What can we expect you state, in America soon?
Yes, I have planned to coming to the States early next year in a few months
Hmm.
to Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
Florida.
So yeah,
Well,
because I work there with a studio, and it's for shooting a movie. So we collaborate. So it's for the movie side in my life. But I will also try to put more my music um, in the American market. That would be great.
yeah, I think it'll do well. It sounds like a sound that does well here. There's so many different
Yeah.
sounds. I think that your sound, the song that I heard, the single that was very catchy, I think it might do well in Asian markets as well. I could see,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to wish you good luck with all that. And
Thank you.
that'll pretty much do it for this episode of Product as the Star. Thank you, Lyngee, so much. I want everybody to check for Lyngee at Lyngee.official. You've been listening to and viewing Product as the Star, and we sure appreciate it. And
And
anything
also
else?
go on my YouTube. You can find my
Yeah.
video. It's easy. Lyngee No Access or in my YouTube channel,
Hmm.
and yeah, you can see release also videos, making of videos. So you can discover this also on YouTube and
Hmm.
some other stuff.
You said the making of video, so some like behind the scenes footage.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
good. We
Yes.
love that.
Yeah.
America loves behind the
Yeah.
scene footage. We love that. We love to get up and close and personal. I was
Yeah.
just with some cool people the other day talking about that behind the scene extras footage. So yeah, we really like to
Yeah.
gobble that up, stateside. And
Yeah, you see me on this video. You see me because I'm not only in front of the camera, but I also like helping behind the camera. You see me putting the crane and putting the weights on the
on the lights
yeah.
and stuff like
Yes, yes, I love
that.
doing this because it's really interesting and fascinating.
Hmm.
um the behind the scene, and
The nuance, yeah.
yeah, and I know many people, many artists, they are not really interested in watching behind the scene or getting connected with the team, with the technical team. But I really love that because
Yeah,
without them, no video.
no
It's
video.
yeah. So I have a lot of respect for them.
Well, that's good. That also shows us that you're very humble to want to
Yeah.
give those people their flowers and give those people their respect. And they don't have a face. Well, oftentimes we don't know those people, and we could be
Yes.
walking next to them, and we won't even
Yeah.
have a clue that these people just worked, their butts off on some of our favorite stuff.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that you would,
Yeah.
highlight that though as well.
Yeah.
And I want you to come back on the show whenever you have something else in
Yes.
the future, if you're
Yeah.
in the States or something, or in
Yeah.
Hollywood. Please let's,
With pleasure.
yeah, let's keep building and building and building. And with that
Yes.
said,
And thank you
oh,
for so much for believing in me.
yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
big honor that you invited me to your show. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We want to talk to everybody who believes in
yeah,
themselves. You know what I
yeah,
mean? The era of gatekeepers is going away, and we're finding out with social media and TikTok and these types of apps that hey, our neighbors are just as interesting as the
yes,
celebrities. We're just as funny
exactly.
as the celebrities. And so, with that being said, yeah, we want to get in and talk to people like yourselves who play piano, been singing since they were a girl group, and now taking on a new venture, yet reinventing yourself. We want to get the scoop
Yes,
on you,
yes,
and
yeah,
others like you. So we appreciate you.
cool. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you soon. Product as
Yeah,
a Star. We're out.
thank you.